Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another Prize Picks video talking about the NBA Finals. In this one, we missed just one pick in our last NBA video, so stay tuned to hear all the picks we have in this one. And if you guys want more picks in the NBA from me, plus picks in all others, and if you guys want more picks from me, plus a bunch of other cappers in the NBA and all sports, lock into the Dynamo private Discord. We're running 40% off right now because we want to get you guys in here because we've been crushing the NBA playoffs, but also MLB, WNBA, and UFC. So you can get in here for super cheap. It will take you through all that. You can see some huge wins, like our cappers were hitting last finals game, a 7-0 sweep in a capper Volo's channel. Another big UFC hit, a 7-1 day in my channel, a ton of private Discord members that you can see winning two 6-man slips on back-to-back days here using some of the picks we posted in the Discord. Another huge 5-man hit in the MLB, some more WNBA MLB hits, including a massive one here, 15 to win $375. Click the top link, scroll down to the monthly or the weekly, and apply that code to get in here for less than $1 per day. You guys saw all the big wins. In every single sport we're posting in there. So lock in for the summer. You're going to get daily picks from me, plus a bunch of other cappers posting in all sports. So now let's get into the picks for this one. For the first one, going to go to Shay. We're going to take him over on his three-pointers at 1.5. Shay on this line has been smashing it all year. Hasn't hit it now in 3 straight games, though. So the line back down to 1.5. It was bumped up after he hit this one 2 or 3 times in a row. I'm going back to it here. It's just a massive hit rate. And they are going back to Oklahoma City as well, which Shay does shoot a little better at home. So I like going back to Shay here. Going back to OKC, I think it's going to be in a good spot here to play a little more comfortably. It should be able to hit this line at just 1.5 threes. So if we look at this one for Shay over on Outlier, they do have a free trial as well down in the description if you want to try them out. You can see on this line, he's hit this in 60% of games this year. Hasn't hit it in the last 3 though, so line is back down like I said. But before that, hit it in 4 straight, including hitting 3 in the game before going on this cold streak of this line. You can also see the minutes have been way up in this series. Last 2 games have been 2 of the highest minute total games he's played this entire year. 40 and 42 minutes in non-overtime games, which is way up from his average at 34. You can also look at the three-point attempts. He did get off 4 attempts in the last one, so still good to see that he was getting off some of the attempts. Was shooting more earlier in the series. I think he can get back to a game with 5-6 attempts in this one as they try to play him differently, not allow him to drive as much as he has been the past couple of games and getting to the line a ton, trying to keep him more out on the perimeter. Hopefully we'll see that change for them. And I think Shay should take the opportunity to take more threes in this if that is what they're going to be giving him. So another toggle you can do is you can just look at home games. If you just look at home games this year, he has shot better at home. Like I mentioned, 64% hit rate at home. In 32 of 50 of home games, he's hit this. So I am liking this one for Shay for the first pick. For the second one, going to Tyrese Halliburton, you're going to be taking him on the under of the points plus assists. For Halliburton, I'm liking the under because he just does not play as good on the road. Kind of the opposite of Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, but definitely a bigger difference here in Halliburton's home versus road split. So I'm taking the under. He has definitely been getting locked up in this series, except for, really like one big game for Halliburton in this series so far. If you don't count the first game where he had like 12 points and the game winner, he's only had one big statistical game, I guess I would say. They've been locking him up. He hasn't been able to do much. They've been trying to force the ball out of his hands on half-court possessions. So I think there's going to be more of the same, especially in Oklahoma City. I think they're going to really ramp up the defense, try to close this series out in these next 2 games. So I like going to the under here for Halliburton, who just has not been able to put together many big games with the points or the assists in this series. So taking the under. So looking at this one for Halliburton, he has hit this almost 60% of games this year, 58%. Definitely a high hit rate. But in the 4 games of this series, he has only hit this line in 1 game. That was also in a home game. On the road, like I mentioned, does not play as well. So it was a 58% overall this season, but in just away games, he's only hit this 44% of the time, including his last 4 road games. in the playoffs when he's playing bigger minutes. So for Halliburton, not liking this one. He did come close in the last one that was a home game, but in the 2 road games, really hasn't come close to hitting this line. He got 17 and 6 in the first game, 14 and 6, which is definitely pretty far off from getting 26 on the combined points plus assists because they've just been taking the ball out of his hands, making other players make plays throughout the game. So going to be taking the under for him. And Dabble is running a crazy promo right now. You get $25 for free just for signing up with the link down below. So I've rarely seen any offers like this. You literally don't have to deposit or even put in your credit card, and they give you 25 real dollars that you can play with. And after you play with them, you can just cash out and take that money with you. But you're going to want to check out Dabble because it's just like Prizepicks, but another place to play with different lines, different payouts, different promos all the time. And I always say it's great to be on all of these different platforms. And this offer from Dabble right now is crazy. $25 for free. All you have to do is make an account. So definitely check them out. I know they had this promo back in January and they got rid of it. So I've been waiting like over 5 months to talk about Dabble again, but they're back with the $25 promo. I don't know how long it's going to last. Probably not much longer. So definitely sign up now if you've been wanting to try out different sites, because this one's a no-brainer. You're just going to get $25 that you could put directly on this game or any other ones, and just use that link down below to get that free money from Dabble. Absolutely no brainer. And I always recommend being on as many different sites as you can so you can take advantage of the constant promos that these sites have. So now let's get into the next one. We're going to go to Alex Caruso on the under of his points at 10.5. So Caruso, not known for being a big time scorer, had a massive game in the last one. It was definitely out of character for him. Usually not looking to score, and OKC not looking for him for offense. Even if he is playing these big minutes, like we've seen him play over 30 in a couple games this series, which is out of the ordinary for him. Usually the offense obviously going to come from Shay and then Jalen Williams and Chet Holmgren. But Caruso is definitely out there putting up points, but let's look more into this one and see why I'm liking the under for him. So looking at Caruso, firstly, this one opened at 9.5, and now we're getting it at 10.5. So I'm liking the under on that bump. And also you can see he's only hit this in 27% of games this year. He has hit it in 3 of 4 games in the series, which is why I think the line is that high. After the game with just 8 points, he came through with 20 and also had 20 in another game and then barely got there with 11. If you look down, the minutes have been up for him in the series especially. But you can look at the field goal attempts. Hasn't been anything that crazy. He's averaging over 6 field goal attempts on the season. Last game when he scored 20 points, he only took 9 shots, but he just made 7 of them. Game before that, he only took 5 shots, which is actually under his season average. And then that other big game he had, he took 11 shots, and then when he got to 11, he took 8 shots, which is barely over his average as well. But what was the real difference was the free throws. He got to the line 7 times, which is definitely out of the ordinary. He's being more aggressive, and I don't know if that's going to continue when they come back home with other guys more comfortable in the offense playing back home. I think Caruso takes a back seat as far as being aggressive offensively, and 11 points, just an extremely high line for a guy that has only averaged 7 points per game on the season and hit this in 27% of them. Also hasn't seen, like I said, a massive uptick in field goal attempts, and did have that one game where he shot 8 threes, but the last 2 games he's only taken 2 threes in each of the last 2 as well. So for Caruso, I think some of these games are somewhat flukes for these big scoring games because he has been getting the line more and also just shooting an extremely high percentage, which you're not normally going to see, where he normally shoots around in the 40% range. And we've been crushing the NBA playoffs as well as all sports in the Dynamo private Discord. You get more picks from me plus a bunch of other cappers, and we have daily picks posted in here. You can see some huge wins from Discord members, like 15 to win 375, some more MLB and WNBA hits, another 5-man slip hit. We had this guy hit back-to-back 6-leg parlays using some of our picks, and the cappers have been on fire as well. You can see a 7-in-1 day in my channel. I hit these UFC picks, and another capper, Volo, had a 7-0 sweep in his channel on Saturday. Last game, we're hitting some NBA slips and picks as well. So click that top link, lock in here. You guys saw on the screen the code 40% off. That's going to take you through the NBA Finals. Do it with the weekly or the monthly. And you're going to want to lock in for the summer because we've been crushing MLB, WNBA, PGA, UFC, daily picks for me plus a bunch of other cappers in all sports. Click the monthly or the weekly and join and apply that code for 40% off. And if you're not on Dabble, they they have a crazy sign up offer right now, $25 for free. You don't even have to deposit or put in a credit card. You could play it and then cash out your money. I always recommend playing on as many sites as you can because they have constant promos all the time, different ones that you could take advantage of, different lines as well, and payouts. So definitely check out Dabble. One I recommend, and a crazy offer that they haven't had since January. So it's definitely the best time to try out Dabble if you've been wanting to try them out. So they'll be linked down below. Just click that link to get this offer in your account. It's absolutely a no-brainer, and we'll also see you guys over in the Discord.